Hi, I'm Bobcat Goldthwait. You're watching RedEye? No, let me do it. Hi, Bobcat Goldthwait. Hello, RedEye. I'm Bobcat Goldthwait. Please use all of those, including the really bad ones. Hi, I'm Bobcat Goldthwait, RedEye. And I made a movie called God Bless America, and it's a very violent movie about kindness. Please watch it, or I'll come to your house.
Tell me why you wanted to make this movie, and was there one incident that kind of pushed you over the edge towards wanting to get this all out of you?
No, it was a bunch of incidents. It was my own television viewing habits, you know. There's a scene in the movie where Frank is watching TV. I don't think people understand that Frank is watching TV just because the baby next door is screaming, that he just keeps television on. He's looking for a distraction. And there's a scene where it's a commercial for a ringtone, and it's a pig farting.
Yeah.
But in real life, there's a real commercial, and it's an elephant that farts. So I didn't change anything.
That's a real ringtone?
It's the same. Yeah, it's the same style of animation. So I'm sitting there with my wife, and this pig comes out. I mean, an elephant comes out. Sorry, I don't want to upset any of the pig population. So this elephant comes out, blows a fart at me. I took it personal. I really did. It was just like, and I was like, this is the funniest ringtone ever. Text F-A-R-T. And I looked at my wife, and neither of us were very amused, and I just looked at her, and I was like, let's just get some guns and just start, you know. So I wrote the screenplay as a gift to her. You know what's funny is, like, of course I'm not advocating violence. Sometimes when I'm ego surfing and I read comments about the movie on the trailer, it's like, you're just killing someone because they texted a movie? Why don't you kill rapists? Yeah, I guess Frank should have just done it. Hey, any of you kids, are you rapers? Alright, I'm going to shoot the rapers.
I believe you made the comment, you know, you make these movies so you get to make the world that you want versus the way the world is.
Yeah.
How does that apply to this? Because obviously you say you're not advocating violence, so what aspect of this is...
The world I want? Yeah, what do I get? That's a good question. That is a good question. I wonder what it is with me on this one. I think people... I think sometimes people will accuse me of being an old guy, you know, almost, you know, get off my lawn, you know, I mean, you kids with your texting and your interwebs and, with this movie. But, what am I trying? Maybe some of that is true. Maybe that is, you know, maybe as much as I may be denying it to myself, maybe that's the world. Maybe where I have a little more of a voice in saying, although it sounds very trite, I wish people were nice.
Well, you mentioned that the movie came partly from your TV viewing habits. You mentioned the ringtone. What else were you watching that?
Well, you know, sometimes people say these references are dated, and it is dated because, like, I did make a decision a few years ago saying, I'm out, man, you know. Occasionally I'll have a slip, and I might watch RuPaul's Drag Race or something. But for the most part, I am out on the reality shows. Like, if I'm reading anything on the internet and it clicks the TMZ, you know, I intentionally, even if my one little tiny hit, you know what I mean? That's how I make a difference, you know. Like
by not giving them one-page view.
Yeah.
For their story.
Like when Will.i.am punched Perez Hilton, I immediately purchased a bunch of their music. And what's really funny is, like, you know, I mean, every once in a while I'll have my iPod on shuffle and a Black Eyed Peas song will come out and I'll go, what the fuck is this? What is this? It's just because it was my way of saying we can do better.
And that couldn't be more ironic, because a lot of people would say that they would be one example of the way that music
the way things are.
Dipped. Yeah.
But all they're about is, as far as I know, I don't even know them that well, but it just seems to be about you know, silly distraction and having fun and all that.
Well, their first album was a very intelligent, socially conscious rap record.
Yeah. Oh, really? Oh, see, I'm not aware of that.
Before Fergie joined.
Oh, is that what happened? She ruined the band, man? Are you saying she's the Yoko of the Black Eyed Peas?
Something changed. I don't know
really?
who's responsible.
Hey man, I don't want to get into a beef, but
well,
all I can say this about the Black Eyed Peas, and I knew we were going to spend a lot of time talking about them today. No, I once was on a flight with them. Delightful. I was I must have had enough miles because I was upgraded in first class, or someone else was paying for it. But they were unbelievable. They were helping the stewardess bus. It was, I saw the band was on with me, and I was like, oh, cheese and crackers, this is going to be difficult. And they ended up being delightful.
You know, your early stand-up days and creating a character. To what extent now do you feel like people expect something out of you? Your voice, your behavior?
A lot. I mean, when I go to the clubs, for the majority of the comedy clubs that I play, it's the only places that book me are any places where it's still the 80s. so that's what they're expecting, you know what I mean? Like, and then I come out and I don't do that, but, and they're like,
how can you tell that these places are still 80s?
No, just the acid wash jeans, I mean, trust me, I mean, I find it really funny, like, if, someone would imply that, like, I'm an elitist by this movie. It's like, trust me, I entertain Joe Sixpack 30 weekends a year, so I don't really think I'm an elitist.